Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Peace, Love, and Idol. Thanks to those of you who've been checking the blog out every week and subscribing to my YouTube page. I definitely appreciate it. I know I'm slacking on the song of the week. Just in one of those weeks. I was going to do this blog on Friday. It just didn't happen. Not in the cards. But here we are, episode 3. And we're going to be talking about Hollywood Week and episodes 1 and 2, and we get right into episodes 3 and 4 starting tomorrow. So here we go. Oops, dropped my pen. So starting off in Hollywood, my favorite week of all American Idol, and it was 309 people started the week, and they let them know that for the end of day 1, look to your left, look to your right, one of you will be gone, kind of thing. And they started off the episode with some footage of people getting ready to make the trek from their hometowns to Hollywood. And the first round works as it always has, I believe. 309 were divided into day 1 and day 2, and from there you're divided into groups of 10. Come out in a line, step up, state your business, and then bust out into a cappella song. So, first up was Johnny Keezer, who I finally remembered to say his name right, and he was an early favorite in the auditions, as the buzz goes, and he definitely killed the song. It was an Amos Lee song I'm not familiar with, and he killed it, but I just feel like he's harboring his inner douchebag, and we're going to see it come out really soon. He seems cocky instead of confident. There's a fine line. I'm not saying he maybe doesn't even deserve to be, but I don't know. I feel like his attitude might trip him up in the competition. I hope that's not the case. That's just the feeling I'm getting deep down. Also in group number 1 was Hee Jun Han, who ends up being comic relief for these 2 episodes. He stepped off the plane and bus in Hollywood and was like, why is everyone so tall and pretty, even the guy? He's a cute guy, low self-esteem, got a good voice. However, he committed the number 1 cardinal sin of Idol, according to me, is he sang the same song he sang in his audition in Hollywood. Now, I understand the logic behind it as a singer. You're obviously going to sing songs that people like to hear you sing. But you're about to be on a competition show where they're going to throw a list of songs that are approved for a certain theme week, and you have to pick. Michael Bolton, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, is not going to be on any of those lists. And let me tell you, if he makes it and busts that song out in the top 12, I'm throwing something at the TV. Even though I like him. So Johnny and Hee Jun got through in round number 1. We didn't meet any other singers or see any other singers. And I hate that. I know American Idol has to, drum up the suspense and the good television entertainment because it's a television show. But I, myself, would sit down and watch DVD after DVD of Hollywood round front to back, cover to cover, meeting everyone, seeing every song. That's just me. I wish they would release them on DVD. Next up, we saw some ladies. I think they were all in the same group. First one was Elise Testone. She's representing for the older crew. She's 28. Oh, sorry. And she has a great, raspy tone, soulful voice. Love it, digging it. She sang Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai, which I didn't even recognize until she got to the chorus, which they cut her off after 2 notes. When I hear that song, at least once a shift at work, and I can't believe I didn't recognize it. But I love her. Love her. She needs to just make sure she sticks to the melody and makes popular songs sound popular. Because I had no clue what she was singing. Maybe it was because of the way they edited it and where they jumped into it, but I don't know. But I dig her. She's in my top 12. Not that that matters, but yeah. So next they went to Bailey Brown and stop the clock. How pretty is she? I know that's not America's top pretty, but love her. There were definitely a few weak notes. She had some breath control issues. I have no idea what the song was, country-ish. But overall, I really liked her sound. I mean, I would not turn it off the radio. Definitely not. She had a great recording voice. I liked her. She's got to work on her breath control, make sure she doesn't lose her stable footing in those lower notes. But other than that, it was really, really good. And then next up was Hallie Day, who I was not a huge fan of from audition, but she really did a good job. She sang Natural Woman. I love that song. She just sounded much better. I don't know if it's just a better song or she was more confident now that she's in Hollywood. Don't know. Either way, I'm glad she brought it. Definitely sounded good. So all three of them made it through. And then the next segment showed us Jen Hirsch, who we didn't really get to see in auditions. So we showed a little bit of her audition. And then she sang Up to the Mountain. And she's really pretty accurate, powerful when it needs to be, pretty and backed off when it needs to be kind of voice. She did some really nice things, and I really enjoyed it. I found myself saying, why the hell didn't we see her in auditions? Why do you have to tell me a 20-minute story about someone who sucks as a singer, and I feel bad for them, when you could have just showed me this girl? Also in her group was Lauren Gray, who works at the One Stop Wedding Shop with her family. I didn't know the song she sang either, nor did it really sound like it had much of a melody. But I really love her voice. Really good tone. She's super confident, but not like a jerk. I think the wedding band is going to need to find a new singer. Just my personal opinion. And they both made it through. So at this point, I don't think they showed anyone who didn't make it through that we knew of. So there were some commercials, and then there was a montage of a bunch of girls messing up, just people having a rough day, begging to sing more. The girl that was like, "Can I just sing one more note?" And Randy's like, "One note," and she like busted out some Mariah Carey early '90s high note shit. And he was like, "Is that what we were waiting for?" It was pretty funny. However, one girl that they showed in there, she's getting like massive camera time, like not a segment devoted to her, but they showed her coming to Hollywood, like entering the hotel. Then they showed her in that, but she's still around because she's in that one group that got a bunch of airtime. So she said, "Never felt my heart beat like this so long," or something like that. So she's still around. I don't know what her name is, but that was a bunch of girls messing up. And then we were on to the group that had Phil Phillips, Reed Grimm, and Travis Orlando. I forgot that Phil Phillips was kind of cute. I think I just hate his name, so I just wrote him off. When they re-showed his audition, though, I thought Thriller sounded out of tune. But I really liked it when I watched the auditions the first time. I don't know, to each his own. But he was never flown before, and he was doing a little video about how the only time he flew was to Skydive. He has a cute accent. I hated the song. I didn't write what the song was. I hate when I do that. Oh, it was Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, but Papa's got a brand new tune to that song because I didn't know what it was until he said Papa's got a brand new bag. I'm all for being like bluesy and liking to improvise and what have you, but when your whole song consists of like scats, that's not a song. I need you to sing a song. He might have trouble with that if he makes it to live shows. You need to sing a song that the world knows. They don't want to hear you scatting for a minute and a half. Next up was Reed Grimm, and he's worn out his welcome. He needs to give it a rest with the stupid novelty songs, the silly, stupid song remakes. I'm done with it. But I'm also done with his ad-libbing. He sang "I Got a Golden Ticket" from Charlie Chalk Factory, but he could have, I don't recall that song in the movie. I mean, the song could have been called anything. He just made up his own fucking melody and scattered on it. Could have been called "I Have a Fucking Bud Light Line." So he needs to get his shit together. He's still sticking around because he also made it through. So did Phil Phillips. So he makes it through group round because he's gonna have to just sing the song in group, but when you get to like the solos, the big solos of the band, like sing a goddamn song. Please, read. The world wants you to sing a regular song. And then next up was Travis Orlando, and I really thought that perhaps this was going to be his year because they gave him another 10 minutes at auditions on his backstory and another 10 minutes here. I don't know what he sang. It was stronger than last year. Was he the best voice in the competition? No. But he's got a great look. His heart's in it, and he's got a style. I mean, there's a style for light singers, talented light singers. Listen, dear American Idol, if you aren't going to put him through, stop making me cry with his backstory. So upset. He's got 10 more years, like he's 18. So, like, don't cry for me, Argentina, but I would like to see him go through so he can stop living in a shelter or whatever's going on. So, no for Travis. They also showed a couple other people that were favorites during audition time that went home. First of which was Ramiro Garcia, which is the guy who was born without ears, and I totally called that one. Cheers to me. It's not strong enough. Wolf Hamlin, who I really liked, that sang Folsom Prison, Harry Mechanic guy, really liked him. And Jenny Schick, who I hated, so peace to her. So they all got the boot, and in total, 68 people got the boot on day number 1. See you, bye! So in that same episode, it showed day number 2, and that started off with Adam Brock, who's another person that we didn't get to see during regular auditions. He just had a baby, and he had like a gruffy soul pop kind of voice. I didn't like his audition really when they showed that. Like they looked back on it. Good, but I felt like he was forcing. I feel like he's gonna have a polyp like any day. And in his audition, Jennifer Lopez said that one of her favorite records is Walking in Memphis, which makes me now question it being one of my favorite records. And she got a feel for Mark Cohn's voice in his voice. So he took that and ran with it and said that she had requested him to sing it. Not what she said, but way to get yourself back on TV. And he sang Walking in Memphis with a few tweaked words. Sing it right. I love the song, but it wasn't one of my favorites. I feel like he's forcing the gruff, which, if that doesn't come naturally to you and you force it, you're going to be up shit's creek. And you're going to be having laser surgery like Adele, and you're going to pray that your voice comes back like hers. It's not fun to have something wrong with your voice. I had a polyp, and I had to not talk for 2 weeks. I had to write in a notebook and hold up wherever I went. Not cute, not fun. Not funny, not fun. But he made it through to the next round and did a little Skype chat with his family, and they were like, yay! Next up was Jane Carey, who basically sang the worst song I've ever heard in audition. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically talk singing. Like, no one would have sounded good singing that. Sorry, it's been one of those days. I feel like the last note was like not even a note. She just sang, said door, like door with a hard R. Breathing issues, she rushed it. You could tell she was nervous. It was just terrible. And she did another thing that you shouldn't do. If you're ever caught on tape saying, I'm going to be in Hollywood for the long haul, it is just like going on Maury and saying that you are 110% sure that Guy A is your baby daddy. Because guess who is not going to be your baby daddy? Guy A. And guess who did not stay till the end of Hollywood? Jane Carey. Got the boot. She also had a terrible outfit on. She had like a muumuu and a leather jacket on. She's a hot mess. I rescind my earlier blog where I said I liked her. I almost felt too, like when she was crying about not making it, that she almost felt like she thought she was going to sail right through because of the whole Jim Carrey thing. As she's yapping about how she doesn't want to live in her father's shadow. Whatever. See you. Bye. Um, came back with the from the commercial after Jane Carrey with a montage of beggars. These people are hilarious. These are the people who do not take no for an answer, and they're like, "Can I please just sing one more time for you? It'll be the best thing you ever heard." And God's green earth. One of those people, thank the Lord above, was Linda Williams, who, if you remember, was the piece of shit who Randy and Steven put through after they said no to a montage of three really good singers and J-Lo wanted to pop them one. She needs to eat a cheeseburger and stop singing. And she looks like a man still. Go on RuPaul's Drag Race, sweetheart. Bunch of people that just came back out from like behind the thing, like, let me just try one more time. You've seen for 10 seasons that shit does not ever work. Never once have they been like, oh, you're right, that little note you just sang changed our minds completely. But one of the people in the beggar group was the hot freelance audio engineer that I mentioned. Audition. Call me. So next up, we're back to the singers, and it's David Leathers Jr. He's 17, and he has a high-ass soprano voice. He sang Because You Love Me by Celine Dion, which I thought was an interesting song choice, and he killed it in his own little kid-sounding way. He should, like, sing some Kids Bop ASAP, and I will play that in, like, a year when my daughter gives a crap about the singer she's hearing on the radio. He hit some super high notes. It was accurate and precise, and it was really good. I liked it. He made it through. Next up was Shannon McGrain. She was super tall, and she had her whole family in her audition. This time, whole family not present, and she sang "Fallen" by Alicia Keys. She looked so much older than 16, sounds so much older than 16. I wish they would let them sing more, because like from what they had her sing, I really couldn't get a feel of whether I liked it. Definitely wasn't bad. I just couldn't get a feel of whether I really liked her voice as a whole. But she's pretty, and she made it through. And next up was Jessica Phillips, whose boyfriend had the stroke and didn't remember her, and he was there up in the rafters watching. She sang "All the Man That I Need" by the now late Whitney Houston. And it was just so heartfelt and genuine. I really love their story. I get like a really good vibe from her. She made some cool choices that didn't seem over the top. I liked it. I liked everything about her, really. Can't help it. Done and done. Really good job. Then they also showed that Angie Zeiderman and Brittany Kerr were put through to a group round, but they didn't show them perform. Next up was Erica Van Peltz, and she sang one of my favorite songs ever, "Glitter in the Air" by Pink. And at some points, she had a very Pink quality to her voice, which I love. She's probably like my third favorite vocalist in the world. It was a little rushed, and the more she rushed it, like snowball effect rushed it. It was awesome, very unique. Like no one else sounded like her at all during the day. So I really am a fan. Wasn't a huge fan of her outfit. I don't know if she knew it was gonna make her look way heavier on TV, but love her. Go Erica. You're gonna be quitting the mobile DJ business. And she made it through to the next round. Next up was Creighton Fraker. Still have a hard time believing he's 28, like he's 12. I want to like him. Please don't think I'm hating. I want to like him. I love Somebody to Love, and he did his thing on it. Like, he can sing. I just hate the tone of his voice. I would not listen to it. Give him a choice, ever. Not once. No. I would change it in a heartbeat. But can he sing? Yes. Did he do some really good things? Yes. Unfortunately, he did those really good things in a voice that sounds like he sucks helium for a living. I know that's not his fault. He was born with that voice. And there might be people who adore the sound of Mickey Mouse. But I can't get into it. I can't get into it. He made it to the next round. I mean, there's nothing he can do. I'm just not ever gonna like the tone of his voice. Sorry. But he made it through. And next up was Aaron Marcellus, who has tried out for Idol on 2 other occasions. He was Jason Castro's roommate. David Cook's season. I kind of lose track. I think it was season 7. And then he tried out again last year, made it to Hollywood, but nothing really came of it. He is the first music teacher who I've ever liked on American Idol. Usually they're very hoity-toity and blah, and more Robinson-ish. But he kicked ass. He made me make a face like something stinks in the room. That's how good he is. And it was like, oh god, so good. Want to throw up. That's him. I'm thinking he's gonna make it through this time because they're finally giving him television time where they haven't done that in the past. He has a really good interview on AmericanIdol.com. You should try to take a look at. I'm only having this one beer and I'm already stumbling over my words. So he was awesome in this year and Fog and Fall. And I hope that he makes it farther, but he's in the group round. Next up was the last group of the night, and it consisted of Lauren Mink, Jeremy Rosado, and Simone Black. Lauren Mink was, I forget where she was from, but she worked as a director for group home for disabled adults, mentally disabled adults. And she did like a country song for her audition, and she sounded good. She has a country sounding voice. Well, she stepped up and said, I'm going to sing Alone by Heart. Before she even sang, I was like, bad song choice. And boy, was I wrong. Just because you like it, I should rename this blog. Just because you like it doesn't mean you should sing it. Like, I could run you a list in the credits of all the people's songs that I like that I just can't sing. They just don't go with my voice. I tried. It makes me ill to listen to it back. Great song, just not for her. She did some weird note choices. They said it sounded like she changed keys in the chorus, but that song has a really huge, it changes keys, I believe, in the song. It has a huge range. I mean, Heart is out of this world, and Olsen is just retarded. Her range. So I don't know that it was necessarily like off key, like she changed keys and it's a bad thing. I didn't find that to be a problem when she went into the higher register. My problem was just it was not a good song choice for her. It made her voice sound amateurish and unsure of herself. It just wasn't good. It was pretty awful. So she ended up not making it. Oh, well, I shouldn't tell you that because we didn't find that out until the next day, I don't think. Yeah, sorry. The next up was Jeremy Rosado. We didn't see his audition, I don't believe. He's a sweet guy. He sang Superstar by Luther, which I love. He made some good choices, but there were other parts of it that were really weak. The end, for one, I remember, was weak. And he'll need to step it up in groups, and he'll need to step it up if he gets beyond that point, because there definitely was glimmers of hope in it. That was my favorite performance of his, but like J-Lo saying gave her goosebumps, I think that was a little over the top. Maybe it sounded awesome lot, but on TV it didn't really translate at all the parts. The parts that were good were good. So then last of the night was Simone Black. And they showed a little bit of her audition. I think we saw her. I'm not sure. She sang Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. And I guess what happened was they edited it. So I guess she got to the end of the song, or Randy stopped her or whatever, and he asked her why she chose that song, and it was just like, you could see the lights going out upstairs, and that poor girl knows that that footage of her passing out is going to be used for Hollywood weeks to come for as long as this show is on the air. What made it worse is that not only did she pass out, okay, that would have been crazy, but she passed out off the stage. Like, what are the odds of that? And it was a pretty far fall. I'm surprised she didn't hurt anything, because when you're unconscious, you don't have the, like, good sense to, you can't put your arm out, you can't stop your fall. She would have hit her head. She was so lucky. So it ended as a cliffhanger, and we weren't going to know whether she was going to fight to dust or what. So, and just a note that my DVR sucks balls and cut it off before I even saw the fall. I had to go on demand and rewatch the whole thing because fast forwarding is disabled on demand to see the fall. DVRs need to understand that shows other than live shows go over the allotted time block in the menu. Thank you. It's been a public service announcement about DVRs. Okay. So now we move on to Thursday's episode of Hollywood Week, episode number 2, and I found it hard to take notes for this blog for the group drama portion of it. Like, when there are performances going on, okay, I take notes on the performances, but when it's just a bunch of fucking idiots yelling at each other and vomiting into trash bags, it's pretty hard to take notes. So if this goes by pretty quick and it's like 0% informative, I do apologize. So they opened with us seeing Simone falling again and getting a little bit more of an idea of what happened. She was good. She ended up having like low blood sugar. They'll tell you when she comes back. And she sat up and was just like, sorry, so after day 2 of they quickly show us again that when we left off, Lauren Mink, Jeremy Rosado, Simone, and now Ethan Jones, who we didn't see perform but popped up in that line, who I didn't like either in the audition round, were waiting to hear their fate. And Ethan and Lauren got the booth, and Jeremy and Nico Starr, who we also didn't see perform, but we did see a teensy tiny smidgen snippet of his audition. I think it was the very, very first episode of auditions, made it through group round. Sidebar before we get to group round. My favorite Hollywood moment, one of them, but probably ranks right up there, is last year when they were forming the groups and Scotty McCreery was walking around trying to find a group and no one would let him in, and he approached, I don't even remember his name now, super cocky black dude, and he was like, you need to audition to be in our group, and he sang his signature song, Baby Lock Them Doors and Turn the Lights Down, and the kid was like, no, blah 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 blah, like, you can't be in our group, blah blah, and then that bitch won. I would have loved to see a camera in that kid's house or wherever he was watching it. Be like, that is the guy that I made him audition for a group and then told him he couldn't be in it. Suck a bag of dicks. So that was just, what's your favorite Hollywood moment? Please feel free to comment and tell me. I would love for you to bring up some moment that I forgot about to make me pee my pants with laughter. So 185 people were still alive for group round, and they jumped right into telling them the rules, which of course was that it had to be groups of 4 or 5 and had to be consisted of people from day 1 and day 2. This is, I'm convinced, purely for the drama aspect of watching them get the groups together, because they know that they would be with people who they bonded with. And I think that this would make their groups better and making them not struggle so much if they're with people who they're comfortable with. I mean, obviously they're going to still stay together with 2 or 3 people, but they wouldn't have to be standing up there screaming, we need day 2 people, blah, blah, blah. So, little curveball. They acted like they were surprised. Like, did you watch American Idol ever? So they showed some past drama and debauchery from groups, and I was cracking about the shenanigans. Those friggin' twins. I don't do groups, the one guy. Meanwhile, they make it through and then they get the boot from the live shows because they're off committing identity theft in Georgia or some shit. Like, you don't do laws either. Other people with attitudes and crying and oh, it was great footage. Now the rumor is they have a list of 20 songs that they have to pick from when they're making a group. And I think it's really annoying that some people like will not budge on their songs. It's gonna make you that much harder to find a group. I would find a group and then like let's decide on a song. Because when it gets down to it, you need a group, or you don't get a song. So that was super annoying. Then they are gonna go on a 20-minute visual journey with Amy Brumfeld, the girl who lives in a tent. And she's feeling under the weather, and she is not beat to find a group, and she's all emotional, and no one wants to be in her group because she's sick. And then they show most annoying cop girl, Alicia, or some crap. Oh, so annoying. And she had no group, and she was a bitch, and I want to punch her in the face, and hope she sucks when she gets to a group. So she's looking for a group, and Amy's crying about not having a group. And then Matheny and Jackie are two other people who are looking for people to sing with them to sing More Than a Feeling. So it basically just follows all these people on their journey of finding a group. So basically, the cop girl stumbles upon random stoner guy who looks like he smoked a bowl and like stumbled into the audition, like on his way to fucking In-N-Out Burger. Like, who are you? And they decide to join forces. So now, cop girl and stoner guy are looking for 2 or 3 more people for their group. Meanwhile, we see Richie Law, who we will talk about in a minute, join forces with Phil Phillips, J. Ron Jackson, and Hee-Jun Han, and call themselves MIT. And I didn't hear what it represented. Something with international in the middle. So this goes on, like, literally for most of the episode. Then Cop Girl finds Tent Girl, and they join forces, and they start talking about how she's sick. And then Brianna Bell is looking for a group, and she keeps going to people and asking them what they're singing, and then going, oh no, when they tell her what she's singing. So eventually she finds a group. They show groups who are already together and getting their act together and working with vocal coaches. Then Jackie and Matheny approach the cop, the tent girl, and the stoner guy to be one group, and Cop Girl will not budge on singing Joy to the World, who everyone thinks is like, Joy to the World, like dumbest group of people ever. They've never heard, I mean, not that Joy to the World, Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog is any better of a song, but why this girl wants to sing this with every fiber of her being, I don't know. So she gets like mad, like legitly mad that they call it a Christmas song, and she's like, I have to leave before I punch someone. Okay, we need to know the backstory on why she loves the song so much. So she leaves, so Stoner Guy and Tent Girl are like, oh, More Than a Feeling. Okay, sure, we'll join that group. So then Cop Girl comes back and is like, are you leaving my group right now? And she's like, I don't even know what's happening. Like, she won't even admit it. Like, yes, you just left her. She's a mega bitch. Anyway, Cop Girl eventually finds a group of people who want to sing stuff like Glue. I guess that was her second choice. I did remember her saying that on the microphone. And why was she saying every time she got on the microphone that she was a cop? Who cares? You're not a cop today. You're a struggling singer like the rest of these fuckheads. So then they show us that the group called the Bettys, which included Brianna and that stupid girl that kept showing during the band montage, they all made it together. And in that group is also Brielle Von Hugel, who was made it pretty far last year. She was in a group with Pia Toscano. And she's like, Drill Sergeant USA, we're going to do this, here's this, da-da-da. Also in her group is Kyle Cruz, the frat boy with the frat hair. And he was just trying to be funny about the whole thing. And then They have stupid Brielle's ugly fat stage mom, like, saying that Kyle's not good, and she was annoying. I didn't like any of that. Oh, and then the stage mom said that Kyle was the worst singer and he was opening up a number, and that if Randy stopped them, they wouldn't get anyone else to sing. Last I checked, they don't ever stop them in groups. They let them go the whole way and then just say, you're out, you're out, you're out. Because they just practice the song. They're not going to stop them in the middle. I don't think I've ever seen them stop them. So that was annoying. Simone is back. She's dehydrated and she needs to find a group. And her dad is creep fast. Like, he's creepy. When she does find a group, he like hugs them and la la la. He just came in heebie-jeebs. Amy's group is sickness. Amy's group is highlighted, and then the path of the sickness is shown, and it's hilarious. And with Pete my pants, that Ryan on a voiceover, serious as all get out, is like, patient zero, calls Amy patient zero. Was hilarious. What's not hilarious are the people throwing up in bags, and like, sickness is running rampant in American Idol like it is at Rider University. Meanwhile, back in group MIT, the funniness begins. This is where I just could not stop laughing. Phil is like, oh, I had to go drop a kidney stone real quick. Oh, no problem. And we get introduced to the fact that Richie Law is a giant, mega douche nozzle. I would leave the group. I would mutiny, and he could perform by himself for all I care. This was my group. He's like, I'm trying to teach these guys salsa. Salsa? Who is gonna learn salsa from a fucking duck in a cowboy hat? Not me. Not any other people. They were looking at him like they were crazy. Heejun starts going off about cowboys, like in this totally like sweet voice. Like, they keep showing him on the side. It's so funny. My one favorite quote was, "The war is on with cowboys," and he said it like that, so like mellow. Ugh, like this kid was so annoying, and he's not that good. He sounds like Kermit the Frog, country Scotty McCreery wannabe. Terrible. He's like saying he's the only one who knows anything about harmony or music or what the judges want to see. They're trying to say keep it simple, keep it simple. He's like, no, they don't want to see simple. They want to see you get it right. Do what you're going to get right. I want to take Cop Girl, Brielle's mom, and Richie Law, put them in a blender, make a smoothie out of them, and then pour the smoothie into the girl Gabrielle's puke bag. End of story. So more drama happened with sickness. Cop Girl group, the one guy, it's like called like these girls and that guy or something. Well, that guy is sick as a dog. He's laying all around. They stink. She can't even remember the words. It's stuck like glue. She wanted to sing it so bad. The tent girls group, they're not doing so hot. They're like, oh, we're good. They showed like a little clip of them singing. Not good. Back to group MIT. Heejun says Philip had a kidney stone and Cowboy had a brain stone. Love it. And J-Ron didn't step up his outfits. He's still wearing like a t-shirt from like the back of the drawer. He didn't get a haircut. Hate that. And then Heejun sums it up by saying, I have a very, very bad perspective towards Cowboys. Even Dallas Cowboys. Freaking Cowboys. It was just hilarious. He hated him. And it was so funny. They kept showing him like dancing. Oh, it was just so funny. The Bettys have more drama. They don't know if they want to go to sleep or if they want to stay awake. Sleep, awake, sleep, awake. The two of them end up staying. Brianna like goes outside. She's gonna leave. The one girl who's like calling everyone at 2 o'clock in the morning instead of going to bed when everyone else decides to go to bed. And she comes back out and starts crying and says, I'm not gonna leave. Everyone's still out there. Oh. So they stay up till 5:11 a.m. and then they show them waking up at 7:04. I would be a zombie with no voice left whatsoever. I only got that little bit of sleep, but hey, it's not me because I'm old fart and I can't be on American Idol. So that was basically it. As soon as the Bettys got up on stage to sing their first group, they cut that episode right off. Looks like it's going to be full of excellent drama, and I'm pretty excited about this episode coming up tomorrow, where the groups perform. So I'm guessing, I mean, I feel like there's going to be more group drama than a 1 hour show. I don't know if tomorrow is 1 hour or 2. But I hope they don't just do group and then Thursday do solos. I would say they should do group and then solos and then like who's gonna go. But we'll see. I'm excited about it. Let me see if I have anything else to say. Nope. That's it. So check it out tomorrow. It's gonna be good times. Oh, I took a peek at the top 24 spoilers list, which I used to never do, but I just can't help it because I know it's out there. And let me just tell you, I checked 3 different sources, and all the sources have the same top 24. If it is true, if the list is right, then something big goes down between now and then, because there are some names on there that we thought we would see, and I didn't see that. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It was a pretty good list, but I'm excited. So check it out tomorrow on Fox, 8 o'clock, and I will be back next week or sometime after Thursday with another edition of Peace, Love, and Idol. Please be sure to subscribe up here. And tell your friends to subscribe up here. And I will be putting up another video of the week soon, I swear. And also check out my band's page. We are Ice Cold Catastrophe on Facebook. And follow me on Twitter. I'll have all that information in the credits. And I thank you very much for joining me for Peace, Love, and Idol. Have a wonderful night. That's all I have to say. Bye.